As the warmth enveloped me, my breath hitched in a way I couldn't ignore. Our fingers touched briefly, a moment quietly acknowledged between us. Unforeseen touches that stir feelings I never anticipated. A moment I never anticipated. A gentle murmur, a soft murmur lingers in the air. A moment hung in the air, filled with unspoken meaning. It seemed as though this moment was meant for him alone, a gesture that revealed more than words ever could. Yet, in that instant, I found myself questioning who truly relished the moment more. Before we begin, perhaps you could pause for a moment to show your appreciation and join us on this journey. If you can, linger on the video for as long as you're able. The more you immerse yourself in the content, the more it seems to draw you in, whispering promises of new stories and experiences that await. Each view feels like a shared secret, a connection that deepens as the channel flourishes, offering you even more to savor together. Shall we begin? I moved closer to him, my touch deliberate and gentle, noticing the way his body responded to my presence. His grip around my waist grew more pronounced. His breath faltered slightly, as if something weighed on his mind beneath the surface. It had been a while since I had looked at him like that. So longing. There's something captivating about your unwavering commitment. Completely lost in the atmosphere, every heartbeat echoing the unspoken connection between us. Yet, it wasn't due to my influence. I found myself unable to fully meet his gaze. In his gaze, I sensed an unspoken longing, a connection that felt both near and far. A quiet emotion flickered in his gaze that seemed to linger just out of reach. An unspoken longing stirred within me, hinting at something beyond my own existence. In that instant, I recognized it without hesitation, and a part of me couldn't help but admire him for it. I noticed the way his gaze lingered on the younger woman, a spark of intrigue in the air between them, how his finger lingered, hesitating just before making contact, and how his gaze lingered on certain faces and figures as if drawn by an invisible thread. He held a quiet admiration that lingered in the air. It lingered in the air, unspoken yet palpable. Yet, there lingered a certain something, a quiet longing, a feeling that lingered unspoken between us. I saw the moment he let go. Maintaining the vision that lingered in his mind, his hands rested gently at my waist, grounding me in the stillness of the moment as I approached the edge. As I lay beside him, feeling the gentle cadence of his breath, a decision began to form within me. If that was his desire, he was ready to fulfill it, adhering to my conditions. The first rays of the sun filtered through the window, casting gentle shadows that lingered on his face, hinting at an unspoken connection. As he stirred from slumber, his body arched gracefully, fingers reaching out in a gentle quest for his phone. Yet, my gaze was already fixed on him. The sense of safety I felt the night before lingered, wrapping around me like a warm embrace. As the sun rose higher, a certain sharpness lingered in the air, drawing them closer with each passing moment. With a hint of vulnerability in my voice, I revealed that I had seen the moment unfold. I paused his fingers just a breath away from the screen. Have you felt something unusual? The way your gaze lingered on me, or perhaps the way you seemed to hold back? I let the silence linger, inviting him to ponder his words, the air thick with unspoken possibilities before I continued. Your silence speaks volumes to me. I find myself quite familiar with it already. I reached out, my fingers brushing softly against his chest, holding onto the closeness that lingered between us, savoring the warmth of the moment. My aim is to fulfill your unspoken wishes. Though he felt the tension in the air, he remained steadfast, unwilling to pull away. What do I truly long for? I found myself captivated by him, my gaze lingering on the gentle rise and fall of his neck with each breath he took, a touch more youthful. A soft, measured sigh slipped from his lips, lingering in the air between them. I caught a glimpse of something unspoken in his eyes. He shifted just a bit, his fingers brushing through his hair with a casual grace that caught her eye. It's not essential. I see where you're coming from, I gently interjected, my voice barely above a whisper. Yet, I find myself drawn to the idea of seeing it through. The air between us thickened with unspoken words. The weight of unspoken desires lingered in the air, filling every corner with an undeniable tension. His presence revealed a delicate dance between desire and hesitation. It was clear that an internal struggle was unfolding within him, a delicate dance between longing and the hesitation to embrace it. Are you truly certain? Now his tone of voice was softer, lingering in the air, as if he were inviting me to draw closer, yet holding back, waiting for me to make the first move. I leaned in closer, my lips brushing against his ear, letting him feel the warmth of my breath before I whispered softly. Had he not been present, the words would have remained unspoken. I stepped back gradually, maintaining his gaze, noticing how the atmosphere shifted into something more profound. There's an undeniable connection lingering in the air, something that exists in its most genuine form. Though he remained non-committal, there was an unspoken possibility lingering in the air. That was just what I needed. From a soft whisper, the notion took shape. We spent our nights wandering through profiles, slowly losing ourselves in a world that felt both unfamiliar and enticing, each discovery drawing us closer together. At first, everything felt uncomplicated. We were drawn to the depths of his yearning, the unspoken wishes that lingered in the air. My desire was to bring dreams to life, yet everything felt strained, forced, and overly calculated, leaving an unspoken tension in the air. In that fleeting moment, an unspoken tension lingered in the air. Two souls intertwined. I found myself pausing, caught in a moment that felt charged with unspoken words. This was unexpected. I had embraced the notion of inviting another woman into our closeness, not to alter the essence of what we share. Before I could gather my thoughts, he stepped forward, capturing my attention completely. What if it holds a deeper significance beyond just me? I turned to him, hoping to catch his eye. His words lingered in the air, carefully chosen, as if he had been waiting for this precise moment to share them. What are you hoping for? A hint of a smile played at the corners of his lips. Given our current circumstances, perhaps we could find a way to make this moment more enjoyable for the two of us? I let out a soft sigh, my head gently shifting from side to side, the air thick with unspoken words. That wasn't quite how I envisioned it. His gaze met mine, steady and assured, leaving no room for argument. And what significance does that hold? Plans have a way of shifting, don't they? I felt the urge to speak up then, to reveal that this moment was meant for him, not for me. In that instant, his fingers intertwined with mine, his voice taking on a softness that lingered in the air between us. You truly deserve that, you know. A tightness settled in my throat, making it difficult to breathe as I fought to keep my composure. I can manage just fine without it. Do you think I'm unaware of the way they gaze at you? He tilted his head slightly, a hint of curiosity in his gaze. You have no idea, do you? Indeed, I found myself aware of it. The glances exchanged, the fleeting instances of focus. Yet I had never found the moment to truly ponder that. In that fleeting moment, he leaned closer and whispered for me to do it. I paused, feeling the weight of the decision hanging in the air between us. Yet, in that fleeting moment when our eyes met, the world around us faded, and an unspoken understanding lingered in the air. I found myself caught in a delicate dance where my desires intertwined with the hope of something more, something that could be for my own good. I inhaled slowly, feeling the warmth of his hand as our fingers intertwined. All right. A fleeting glimmer sparked in his gaze. A hint of a smile lingered on his lips. In that fleeting moment, we crossed a threshold that felt irrevocable, binding us in a way that was both exhilarating and uncertain. We settled into the soft shadows of the room, an unspoken tension lingering between us as we contemplated the weight of what lay ahead. In the quiet stillness, an unspoken understanding lingered between them. A delicate tension lingered in the air, wrapping around us like an unspoken promise. I took a moment to exhale softly. How do you think this should unfold? He shifted closer to me, a casual movement that felt anything but ordinary. I can almost feel the thrill of our discovery as we take each step closer together. I cast him a glance that lingered just a moment too long. It's more of an unspoken understanding. He let out a soft laugh, his fingers brushing lightly against the back of his neck, a hint of something unspoken lingering in the air. All right, that sounds just right. Would it be all right if we shared the room once more, or would you prefer to be apart in separate spaces? The thought stirred something deep within me, a feeling stirred within me, uncertain but impossible to ignore. That familiar space. I moved without hesitation. Then I found myself questioning everything. I feel a deep certainty within me. I arched an eyebrow, a hint of intrigue dancing in the air between us. What do you think? It would feel unusual to be apart, wouldn't it? He let out a soft sigh, his fingers brushing lightly against his face, lingering just a moment longer than necessary. What if we took a moment to begin anew? I released a soft, nervous chuckle. Perhaps we could consider finding a way to signal our intentions, something that might draw us closer together. Is it possible that it's a whisper? Oh, you always know how to keep things light, don't you? Certainly not. I shook my head, feeling the warmth of his hands as they gently massaged my temples. How enchanting! He hesitated for a moment, his lips parting as if the words were caught in the air between them. A sudden noise echoed through the air, drawing their attention to the door. We lingered in silence, the air thick with unspoken words. I caught a glimpse of something beneath the surface. I turned my face to him, acutely aware of the rapid rhythm of my heart. Are you prepared for what lies ahead? He swallowed hard, a subtle tension hanging in the air between them. I have a feeling that the answer will reveal itself in due time. As he rose to his feet, a lingering glance toward the door seemed to hold unspoken possibilities between them. As I lingered on the sofa, my senses heightened, drawn to the sound of laughter and the soft footsteps drawing nearer. In an instant, without any warning, the air shifted and something unspoken ignited between them. As the door clicked shut, a charged silence enveloped the space, leaving only the unspoken possibilities lingering in the air. Our connection deepened in the warmth, thick with the weight of what lay ahead, a silent understanding hanging between us. The fabric glided away, revealing more than intended. Their presence lingered in the air, a silent testament to what once was. We moved closer, our fingers brushing as we examined the hands. The lips hesitated. The youngest woman savored every moment, her presence lingering in the air like an unspoken promise. With a delicate touch, her fingers hesitated at the buckle, caught in a moment of silent decision with a careful, measured grace that held a moment of unspoken connection. Holding her breath, she felt a shiver run through her as his touch lingered on her skin. I felt a shift stirring deep inside me. It had shifted from a mere fantasy into something undeniably real. This was unfolding, yet it only heightened my awareness of the moments we shared. I lifted my gaze and found myself caught in the intensity of the younger man's eyes. My hand moved instinctively toward him, barely making contact, sensing the tautness that lingered beneath the surface. I mirrored his movements, our closeness left barely a breath between us, my hands wandering with a gentle curiosity savoring the way his. I noticed a quiet shift in his breathing, subtle yet telling. Exhaling intensely, his response sent a ripple of warmth through me, stirring something deep within. With a single fluid motion, he drew me close, the air between us charged with unspoken words. Feeling the softness of the sheets beneath me, I let out a breath as his presence enveloped me. A shiver danced across my skin with every brush of his fingers, deepening the hum gently between us. A sudden intensity caught me off guard, shaking my usual calm with each passing moment, drawing me closer to an undeniable allure. Before I could fully grasp the warmth blossoming within me, she shifted closer, her presence enveloping me. The warmth of her breath brushed against my skin, her shoulders touched in the quiet space between us. She leaned in gently, the closeness offering quiet comfort that lingered in the air around us. A soft murmur escaped her lips as she glided closer. Her pleasure danced with mine, each slow and intoxicating. We found ourselves standing nearer than before, as if pulled by shared thought. As she surrendered completely, a soft sound escaped him, his fingers weaving through his hair, the air thick with unspoken feelings. The air thickened with each fleeting touch, each whispered sound, weaving an undeniable connection that simmered just beneath the surface. In that instant, warm hands encircled my waist, guiding me with an undeniable grace. A gentle warmth enveloped me, as a steady pulse seemed to guide the moment. The moment deepened, emotions building in the quiet between us. I gripped the blanket tightly, overwhelmed by the intensity of the moment, feeling a profound warmth swept through me, stirring emotions I hadn't expected, igniting a spark of something unspoken between us. I let go entirely. I surrendered to the depth of the moment, sensing the way our feelings began to weave together. The young woman leaned closer, her movements effortlessly mirroring those of my husband, creating an unspoken connection that lingered in the air. Her breath quickened, each inhale a delicate dance, her body responding with an undeniable awareness. She grasped my hand with a quiet intensity, the rhythm of her heartbeat echoing in the air as her eyes met mine, lingering just a moment longer than necessary. She watched me with a gaze that lingered, a warmth in her eyes that spoke of unspoken feelings, a yearning that seemed to intertwine with her own desires. And then everything shifted, revealing layers of unspoken feelings, an undeniable pull between us. Our movements intertwined effortlessly, a rhythm that felt almost instinctual, as an undeniable energy pulsed between us, igniting a warmth that lingered within me. Every inch of me was enveloped in that electrifying awareness. My breath caught, the delicate interplay of touch, movement, and sound dissolving any lingering hesitation I held. I didn't pause to think, I just let the moment unfold. The air thickened with unspoken words, each breath a gentle brush against the tension that lingered between them, charged and electric. Every part of me tingled, a wave of warmth washing over as an intoxicating thrill began to build between us. And so, freedom lingered in the air. In that moment, a wave of warmth washed over me, stirring something deep within, leaving me breathless and yearning for more as it lingered in the air between us. A breath escaped, uneven and laced with something unspoken. My body lingered in a delicate tremor, each breath uneven as it mingled with the soft embrace of the sheets, leaving me utterly spent. Around me, the rest of the people lingered, their laughter weaving through the air, creating an atmosphere thick with unspoken connections. For a long moment, neither of them moved, the air thick with unspoken words and lingering glances. I turned my head and found myself caught in his gaze. With each shallow breath, his chest rose and fell, the flush on his forehead and the depth of his gaze revealing a hint of something unspoken, lingering in the air between them. It was more than just a longing, something profound had stirred within, awakening a connection that lingered in the air. In that moment, I felt an undeniable shift between us, as if we had crossed into a realm where everything was different and the air was thick with unspoken possibilities. The room lingered with warmth, the air thick with the unspoken echoes of their recent encounter. I could sense a lingering energy coursing through me, each nerve alive, and my breath caught in a rhythm that felt both exhilarating and uncertain. I found myself among them, feeling the warmth of bodies close, the weight of our shared moments settling around me, a gentle and reassuring embrace. My husband turned to me, his fingers brushing softly against my arm, a mysterious glint in his eyes that lingered just a moment too long. There was an intriguing depth in his gaze that seemed to linger just a moment too long. It was more than just a fleeting moment of pleasure. It held an unspoken significance that lingered between them. We had ventured into uncharted territory, and in that fleeting moment, everything changed between us, forever altering the landscape of our connection. The two young men moved with a quiet grace, exchanging fleeting smiles that lingered in the air as they began to dress. They moved with such ease that it became clear this was a dance they both knew well. Yet for us, this signified something deeper, a yearning that lingered just beneath the surface. We had come to a delicate understanding that shifted the very essence of our connection. As the door clicked shut behind him, an enveloping silence wrapped around us, thick with unspoken words. As I exhaled, I turned slightly and found myself caught in my husband's gaze once more. He studied me intently, his gaze lingering, and then a smile broke across his face. A lingering smile brought forth a gentle warmth that stirred something deep within me. I let out a soft laugh, tilting my head slightly as I whispered, "So, what do you think comes next for us?" I found myself drawn to the idea, compelled to act in a way that would satisfy his unspoken longing. Yet in this moment, I find myself wondering who truly savored it more. Would you dare to step beyond this boundary for the one who holds your heart? Have we crossed the line that perhaps we shouldn't have? Share your thoughts with me when you feel ready. I find myself curious about all the thoughts and feelings that linger in the air. If this tale has drawn you in, perhaps you might consider showing your affection by liking, subscribing, and gently tapping the bell for notifications. This way, you'll be in the loop about the videos that are on the horizon. Your presence is truly valued.